Now, we might be 10 months away from the midterm elections, but we saw today Democrats are already trying to tip the scale in their favor, looking to push as many as 120 Republicans off the ballot. Hillary Clinton's former campaign attorney tweeted out this prediction saying this: before the midterm election, we will have a serious discussion about whether individual Republican House members are disqualified by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment from serving in Congress. We may even see litigation. Here to react, Missouri GOP Senator Josh Hawley. Now, Senator, I'm going to you first on this because you were supposed to be the man at the center of this. They said you're the one who led these people to the Capitol. You're the first person on that hit list, so what is your response?
No, I think it's absolutely absurd, and it's all part of the politics of fear that is all the Democrat Party has to offer this country. They've governed this way for an entire year. This is the party that turned the FBI on parents at school board meetings. This is the party that says that you're a domestic terrorist if you question their policies. This is the party that has worked overtime to deplatform conservatives, to silence them, to shut down free speech. It's crazy what they're trying to do, and the reason they're doing it, Lawrence, is they're not popular. The American people see their agenda. They reject their agenda. They reject the crime wave that this party, the Democrat Party, is responsible for all across the country, the inflation, the out-of-control spending. They reject all of that. The Democrats know that. And come November, I think the American people are going to have their say.
So what are you going to do to fight for the American people? Because it's one thing for the people that actually committed acts of violence, that rioted, but there's even been a movement to go after the people that were just there. They were at the rally earlier that day, didn't even go to the Capitol. They want to know if their elected officials are going to protect their civil liberties.
Yeah, that is such a great point. And let me just say this. It is a constitutional right to engage in peaceful political demonstrations, and the thousands, tens of thousands of people who came to Washington last January 6th and have now been harassed by the FBI, have had people knock on their doors that threaten them. That is crazy, and it is wrong. It is wrong to go after law-abiding citizens who are engaging in their constitutional rights, and I will continue to fight that at every turn. And listen, you know, on January 6th, a year ago, I objected to the state of Pennsylvania because they didn't follow their own election laws. Their Supreme Court changed the rules of the voting during the election. That was wrong then. It is wrong today. I hope we never see that again in American history. But to attempt to use that as an excuse, and to use last January 6th as an excuse to go after law-abiding citizens and shut down speech you don't like, that's just plain un-American, and that's what this administration is trying to do. And Lawrence, I can tell you, they're not going to get by with it. The American people aren't going to stand for it.
Senator, I only got a few seconds left with you. Will you be on the ballot this upcoming election cycle?
Not until 2024 is when I'm on the ballot again in the state of Missouri, and I look forward to serving the people of Missouri in the next 2 years. We've got a lot to do, and it begins with standing up to Joe Biden's anti-democratic, anti-constitutional agenda.
And if there's a move to take you off the ballot, what will be your response?
That's not going to happen, Lawrence. I mean, I tell you what, it would be, you talk about an assault on democracy, for this Democrat Party to try and tell the American people that conservatives and Republicans cannot be on the ballot. I mean, it really does show what they want. They want a one-party state. That's what they want. And they want to silence anybody who disagrees with them. But that's not America. That's been tried before in our history. It hasn't succeeded, and it's not going to succeed now.
Josh Hawley, thanks so much for stopping by.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.